Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today I am going to be doing a book haul. This is a large book haul, so go get cocoa or coffee or tea. Drink some for me, since at this point in time I cannot drink them because I'm sick, which has been quite the adventure. I've talked about it before on my channel, and if you have any questions or want to, kind of know what's going on, I will update you guys in a later video about that. So don't worry, I will keep you guys in the loop, but at this point I have no answers. So let's, instead of talking about that, dive into the books. I definitely have a lot. So let's start with the ones that I've bought at print. Now, print is my local bookstore. There are several local bookstores in the area, but print is my favorite by far. They're the ones I support on a weekly basis. They're the ones that I work with the most, and they're the ones that I get along with the best. I go see them at least once a week, and I usually end up with at least one book, if not more. And so I have several books. This haul is expanding from mid-August to now in mid-September, so there is a lot of weeks that went through. I picked up this short story collection. This is The Thing on the Doorstep and Other Weird Stories by H.P. Lovecraft, and it's introduced by Guillermo del Toro, and I am just really excited to actually read some H.P. Lovecraft. I've never dived into it before, and I've heard amazing things about the horror. And there is a story specifically in here, I can't remember which one now, but it discusses an asylum, and I am more excited about that. I heard about this on the Lore podcast. I love Lore's podcast. I will link it down below in the description box. If you haven't checked out Lore, I don't know what you're doing. It is a folklore, real life discussion of what folklore originates from and how it becomes folklore in different locations throughout the world. It's brilliant. Absolutely stunning. Then I'm sure I'm on some kind of list now. Someone is going to come knocking on my door asking me what I'm doing with my life. This is Antifa, and this is the Antifascist Handbook, and it's by Mark Bray. I definitely was just really curious about this. This is more of a history of the Antifa movement and the anti-fascist kind of fight against Nazis and anti-Semitics and white supremacists. So I really wanted to learn about the history of the movement rather than just watch it on TV and see the violence that is ensuing, and see if the violence is actually part of the rebellion that originally started, or if it is more an act that is now coming forward and is not actually a part of the original movement. So I'm very curious about this. Then when I picked that one up, I saw that this was there, and I couldn't help it. I needed to pick this up. This is What Happened by Hillary Rodham Clinton. This is her story and her experience of what happened in the 2016 elections. I am very excited to read this. So far, it is really good. She is funny, she is honest, and very blunt, and I really appreciate that. There is a lot of information in this book. It is a chunkster, and I am so far very happy that I have it in my possession. Then we have Singh Unburied, Sing by Jesmyn Ward, and I am so excited to read this. I have heard nothing but incredible things about Jesmyn Ward, and I have heard nothing but incredible things about this book in general. It has been super hyped in the media, and I am very, very happy to have it in my possession. And I was lucky enough to, and I didn't even know this was a thing, pick up, where are you? You're somewhere. There you are. A signed copy. So that is a lovely little surprise. Then I went to a book signing, and I've gone to 2 book signings in the past month, and I have another one that's coming up next week, and I will show you the book that I will be getting signed there and tell you a little bit about that. But beside the point, This is the Glasstown game, and this is a story by Catherine M. Valenti, and it is the story of the games that were played by the Bronte siblings, all four of them, and their experience with the games and how they would have actually seen Glasstown had it have been real. I am very excited about this book, and it is going to be so lovely to dive into this with the fall. And look at those end papers. Just fabulous. So pretty. I picked up The Fact of a Body. This is a story of murder, and it's a memoir of a woman who is trying to get people off of death row. She is then given a case to show her and demonstrate what kinds of cases she'll be getting off of death row, and she starts to have realizations and memories of her own experience as a child when she was abused by a family member, and it is her memoir and her story as she relays to you what happened to her as a child and what she thinks of these people on death row. Then we have this. This is SIPP. This is another Stephanie recommendation. So this one is a dystopian. So I'm going to read you the synopsis of this because I can't explain it in my own words at this moment. It started with a single child and quickly spread. You could get high by drinking your own shadow. At night, artificial lights were destroyed so the addicts could sip shadows in the pure glow of the moon. Gangs of shadow addicts chased down children on playgrounds, rounded up old ladies in retirement homes. Cities were destroyed, governments fell, and if your shadow was sipped entirely, you became one of them, had to drink the shadows of others or go mad. So I am really excited about this. This sounds really interesting. It's a different premise from anything else I've ever heard of, and it should be really interesting. Then when I was at the Catherine and Valenti book signing, I picked up this one as well. This is The Melancholy of Merch Girl, and I am very excited about this. This is a short story collection, and yes, I believe no other information is necessary. This is the one I'm going to get signed in the next week. This is A Dream Between Two Rivers by K.L. Peria, and this is compared to Angela Carter and Karen Russell, and it is elements of fairy tale, folklore, and myth illuminate the lives of women, children, and immigrants, free the normative ideas of gender, class, and race, and sexuality. Peria explores rebirth amidst darkness. I could not say no to this, and the fact that I'm going to meet the author is beyond exciting to me. This one was published by Cultus Press, and I have now checked out their backlist, and I am super intrigued. So this is just gorgeous, and there are small illustrations within it. I am so happy. So happy. Then we have, so you all know I'm a little bit handmade hungover, and I really want to reread The Handmaid's Tale, but in the process of that, I am finding every book that I can get my hands on that is reminiscent of The Handmaid's Tale. So this was recommended to me, and this is When She Woke, and it's by Hilary Jordan, and I am instantly excited about this. This is the story of a culture where when you commit a crime, your skin is dyed a color to demonstrate which crime you committed, and the main character we follow has been dyed red for murder. And you are then released back into society to try and survive the best you can, but people will treat you as they see fit. I am really excited. Really excited. Then, oh guys, as is so good, so good. Read it in like 2 sittings yesterday, right before the book signing. This is my absolute darling. This is amazing. Turtle is amazing. I weeped in public, and I will be doing a full in-depth review on this week. And then I also have a clip of a reading from the book from the author. So I am just look at, it's so precious, and it's signed with a long note, but it's so beautiful. I'm so excited. Then, of course, because I'm from Maine and I haven't read this yet, I figured I needed to. This is The Shining by Stephen King. Do I need to explain this? Yeah, okay. We'll explain this. So, this is the story of a man named Jack who takes on a job overlooking a hotel, and it is a fresh start for him, and he is the caretaker of it in its off season, and it is supposed to be time for him to work on his writing and to reconnect with his family, but things start going astray and creepiness ensues, and the weather becomes vastly overwhelming, and very quickly things get weird and uncertain. Yeah. Stephen King is a masterful writer of horror, and I enjoy his horror novels. Carrie is my favorite. I have pre-ordered Sleeping Beauties, which he co-wrote with his son, I believe, and I am very excited about that one as well. But this one is going to be my October pick for the 600 to 1,000 page book or more. So that is what I picked that up for, because I wanted something scary to read in October. Because why not? I have so many books to read in October, guys. TBR to come. So, Get in Trouble by Kelly Link. I have wanted this since it came out, and I wanted it in this edition. Kelly Link is just supposedly one of the quintessential short story writers of magical realism. So, absolutely super excited about that one. Yes, yes. Then I heard about this book on Simon from Savage Reads channel, as well as Joss from Scribbles Reads channel. This is Allegedly, and this is by Tiffany D. Jackson. This is the story of a child who is convicted allegedly of killing a white baby, and what happens to her through the system of the justice system and the foster care system. I am very excited to read this. I also heard that it takes place in Lewiston. And Lewiston is part of Maine, so I am very intrigued. But I'm not surprised that it takes place in Lewiston. I'm not gonna lie. We have a pretty bad care system in our state. And then these books are all ones that I bought from either Book Depository online, or they were gifted to me, or I got them at Goodwill. So the two books that were gifted to me, plus another one, which is Dumplin', which you can actually see right there. And then these two, this is St. Mazie, and it's by Jamie Antiberg. And this is the story of a young woman during the Depression era and her working at a movie theater and what she does to help the public. And then this is Orphans of the Carnival by Carol Birch, and I have heard nothing about this. I really don't know much about it. I just remember that when it came out, I really wanted to read it. And I was lucky enough to be sent those 3 books by a subscriber named Deb, who sent me a lovely box of so many goodies. And I was so excited. And I just want to say thank you to her. It meant so much to me that that happened. And absolutely grateful. Then I picked up Some Possible Solutions by Helen Phillips. She is the author of The Beautiful Bureaucrat. This is an incredible short story collection. I really enjoyed it. I have not reviewed it yet. Have I even marked it on Goodreads? I don't know. It's so damaged. I don't know what happened, but it's damaged, and it makes me so sad. This is a beautiful magical realism story. It is really wonderful and easy to read and whimsical, and it was pitched to me as a replacement for The Handmaid's Tale. So I picked it up without thinking twice, and I think it's okay, and I don't really think it's a good replacement for The Handmaid's Tale, but it does the job. It's a good book. Then I saw this on Jen Campbell's channel. This is Pascal Petit. This is Mama Amazon. This is a poetry collection about Mama Amazonica is set in a psychiatric ward in the Amazon rainforest in an asylum for animals on the brink of extinction. It reveals a story of Pascal Petit's mentally ill mother and the consequences of the abuse. The mother transforms into a giant Victorian Amazonica water lily, and the bestiary is untamable creatures, a jaguar girl, a wolverine, a hummingbird, and she marries her rapist and gives birth to his children. This is going to be really dark and really hard to read, but it's going to be worth it. Then I found these two at my local Goodwill. Goodwill is like a charity shop for those of you who are in the UK, but for us it is, you can donate to them and it gives back. Yeah, it's basically a charity shop. So I saw these on Jean from Jean's Bookish Thoughts channel, and I read these when I was 14 and I loved them, but I want to dive into them again. I figure they're good slump busters. This is A Great and Terrible Beauty, and this is Rebel Angels, and they're both by Libba Bray. I really am excited about these. They are YA, which will be interesting, but hopefully that will be a good slump buster. And then these are the books that I was sent from publishers. There's 4 of them. The first one is sent to me by Touchstone, which is The History of Bees. I've already read this. It is by Mazie Lundy, and I loved it. Absolutely adored it. I think it was a really great story, a really interesting concept, and I will talk more about it in my wrap-up and review of it. Then I was sent this by the author directly. This is Jonathan Kislev, The Two Marias, and it's a true tale about friendship. So I was not sure whether or not this was going to be a good fit for me, but the author said, why not let me send it to you and we will try it. So this is a story of 2 girls who have a friendship, and then war breaks out and they have to see if the friendship can withstand war. It could be good, it could be really interesting, and I am curious about it, and it won the Bamahane Prize. I don't know what that is. If anyone knows what that prize is, let me know in the comments below. Then there is this. This is Blue Ink by Ishbel B, and it is from the author of The Curious Tale of Mirror and Goliath. And it is from Dancing Girl Press and Studio. It is just a poetry collection that she sent to me. I am very excited about it. It has fairy tale elements and it has mythical elements, and I loved her writing style in her book, and I hope to like her poetry. Ow. This is A Kindness of Ghosts, and it's by River Solomon, and it's from Akashic Books. And this is a story of a woman who is called a freak, and she wishes she were more of a monster than she is, to be able to kind of take down any walls that are remaining around her in the world. And she lives in the low-deck slums of a space vessel, and it is for mythical sort of stories that take place in science fiction world. It is compared to Octavia Butler. So I was super excited about this, and BuzzFeed said it was one of the most anticipated books of the season. So I am very excited to read this. It's been blurbed by Victor Lavelle, the author of The Changeling, which you remember I enjoyed very much. So those are all the books I have. This was a long video. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go film the rest of my videos for the week, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. If you guys liked what you saw, please click that subscribe button and give me a like in the little like area down below right there. And then comments are always always encouraged if you have questions, comments, quandaries, or compliments. I look forward to hearing them in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!